Not the evening or performance you'd hope for, I guess, Darren.
No, absolutely not. Started off very poorly, 1-0 down after 1 minute. And it clearly affected us, to be fair, because they were well on top first 15, 20 minutes. And the game could have got away from us, really. Then we made a tactical change again. We got a bit of a lifeline right on half time. To be honest, I was just at that point, just going into half time, I was thinking if it just stays 1, then I'll be okay with that. Then Wardy's got us right back in it. But the problem we're having at the moment, Ben, is clear. It's clear as day. We're conceding too many goals. We're making too many mistakes, individual and team mistakes. And we have to get back to the basics of conceding these soft goals. You know, the second goal, my goalkeeper. Pimmy's a really good goalkeeper. He's been a really, really good signing, but he's having a bit of a bad time, the boy, he would admit himself. So I've got to stick by him and try and get a bit of confidence back into him. But clearly he's made a big mistake for the second one, the penalty. And then the third one, we've switched off. One of my players hasn't gone out. Not good enough. Not good enough to say I didn't go. Boys smashed it in the net. 3-1. Then we huffed and puffed. Should have had a penalty. Terrible decision. The referee says, well, if I made a mistake, I apologise. It's no good now. But no, twice we've played Blackpool this season and twice have deserved to win. They're one of the best teams we've played. When you plan and prepare for a game, you know, when you go 1-0 down after a minute and a half, it obviously makes it very difficult, not just for us psychologically, but for the opponents. And they went right on the front foot. It gave them a lot of confidence, you know, and you could see that. Our passing, and technically, that's one of the poorest we've been this season. Technically, we were so poor on the ball. They pressed us. We've played against that. We've worked on that. We should be able to play out of the press, like we've done many times before. But technically, overhit passes, sloppy passes, too sloppy bookings, giving the ball away. So look, it was a bad night, and I've got to make sure that I get the players back doing the basics and stop these mistakes, because you know we've now lost 11 goals in 5 games, 9 goals in 4 games. You know, we do the maths. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, I think that's 3 of the last 4 games where you've conceded 3, having not for the first 30 or so games. So can that be attributed to life without Jack Taylor, Darren, or is that not really an excuse?
No, in terms of the goals being conceded, Ben, you know, I could go through them all with you now. Tonight, first goal, I think should be saved. So he's got shot from 25 yards. Very lucky for the boys to get the break. He was unlucky to lose the ball. We lose, you know, second goal I've explained. Third goal I've explained. Rochdale, 3 really tough goals. Hull, soft goal, the first one. Second one, soft goal. Third one, Frankie plays out, slips. Third, really soft goals. Burton, soft goals. Teams are not having to work. And you're absolutely correct. Before that, that's 4 out of 5 games. We're solid. We're keeping clean sheets. And now we're going through a bit of a bad run, Ben, in terms of obviously results, but also conceding really poor goals. You can't concede that many goals with individual errors.
For the second goal, it was also must have been quite a close call from the referee to actually award a penalty. What was your opinion of it at the time, Darren?
I've seen it back. It's a penalty.
Yeah, it is.
Penalty. Yeah, Ethan's put his arm out and it's a penalty kick. So look, listen, we've got 10 games to go. We're 3 points off the top with the game in hand. And we're right in there with a right chance, a big chance. You know, obviously, we're going through a bad run. We've had 5 games now and we've only taken up 4 points. That is a bad run. But I'm still very, very positive that we'll finish the season where we wanted to. But we clearly need to get back to basics, Ben. We need to get back to stopping these individual mistakes before we even look at anything else, because I do think we've got the talent. There's certain areas in the pitch, for example, crosses into the box. We have to get more crosses into the box. So these are all things I can work with. These are all things I will work on. Obviously, I look at picking a team on Saturday, and I've got a long journey home, so I'll have a good think about that. You know, given what I've seen in the last few games, not tonight, but I have to look at the squad as a whole.
What do you say to the players, Darren? How do you, when maybe one or two are low on confidence, not on the best form, how do you handle it? What are you saying to them, and how do you try and turn it around with them?
Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think maybe one or two are having a bit of an issue. Maybe it is confidence, and I've got to help them, you know, and as their manager, I've got to try and help them and get them through it. But I maintain that I think we've got enough at the moment. You know, football's so fickle, and you know, at the end of February we're going to win the league by 10 points. Now everyone's probably thinking we've collapsed. It doesn't work like that. This season is panned out. Excuse me. How I felt it might. We've gone on a hell of a run in February, and you just hope then that can you carry it on for as long as possible. Hull, before they played us, I think they'd won 1-6. They've kicked right on. Sunderland have obviously. It's all about, you know, runs of teams. We have to go back on another run. It's as simple as that. But we have to win on Saturday. You know, we know that, but we have to get back to basics. You know, I've got a good squad, a good group of players. At the moment, we're having a bad run, and as you correctly said, one or two are clearly short of a bit of confidence.
But a good game on Saturday to address the slide at Accrington, back at London Road, where traditionally you've had better form. You must be looking forward to addressing that slide on Saturday.
We have to do certain things. We have to do that. We have to stop conceding these goals. You know, whether it's a back three or a back four. You know, we've changed it a lot. Again, I've had to change it tonight. I didn't really want to. I thought the three would hurt them, but we didn't beat the press well enough. But I have to say, the first goal does have a big bearing on it, Ben, because, you know, there's not many times you lose a goal in the first minute of a game, and that has a big bearing on it in terms of the start of the game. But no, I mean, we will get back at it on Thursday. We'll go through it again. We'll prepare them. It's important that, look, I'm very, very disappointed with that tonight. I was very disappointed with Saturday, and I'm disappointed with the run we've got on. But as a manager, I have to make sure, and especially when I've got to use my experience and make sure that, look, focused, I stay composed. There'll be no panicking going on. I know I've got a good group of players. My job's now to pick them up quickly, get them back at it, and we move quickly on to the next game. And we need to get a result. It's as simple as that, and then get back on the horse, really, because it's every game now from the end is important. But I keep going back to it. With 10 games to go, we've got a right chance. There's no getting away from that. If we continue this form and these goals conceded, we're not going to do it. But I don't think it will happen. If we go back to where we were, start keeping clean sheets and added to that the quality we've got up top, that's what we've got to focus on. But that's what we've got to get back to.